I'm so excited to be doing this one today. It is the most streamed song in UK Spotify history. The Killers and Mr. Brightside, a band that I've seen many times with my wife. We're huge fans. I think we went when she was pregnant and we had to sit far away because it was very loud. But it was awesome. So looking forward to doing this for you. Also, our little boy has had a mega cold, so I've just got a little bit of that going on today. It's a huskiness that I like to bring to proceedings. But anyway, I'm going to crack on and I'm going to run you through Mr. Brightside, starting off with that main riff, the all-important one, which most videos, I must say, teach wrong. I spent a long time watching the guitarist Dave Koenig and how he plays it, and this is the way that he actually does it. So just to give you a little flavour of the sound that I've got going on, I've got a little bit of reverb on, bridge pickup, and I've just knocked it back a tiny bit from my sort of epic rock sound that I usually use. Taking it down from 10 to about 8, just to give it a little bit more of an indie sound, so hopefully that's just a little helpful guide. We're up on the 17th fret, and we're using this shape, which is very, very hard to play. The best way you can get this, what Dave does when he plays it, is he holds the guitar at this kind of angle, which gives you that space to play this E string. Another note to say before we get too involved is this is in E flat tuning, so it's tuned down a semitone. I have created a video of the Killers Mr. Brightside tuned to E. If you can't be bothered to come out of standard tuning, that is available to you. The tab will work with that. But let's play on. So fret 17, and you're going to do that with the second finger on your A string. Over to fret 16 with the first finger. So that's these two notes. Fret 19 with your little one. And then this 17th fret with the third on the B string. So this is your chord essentially. And that open string is going to be hugely, hugely important. So you've got to leave space for it. One other trick which I've learned is that if you bring your thumb round really far, like really a long way around, rather than having it underneath, bring it round far. It seems to help that shape stay in place and it helps you clear the E string. Now the other thing to mention is the picking pattern, which is massively important in this riff. And there's also a few open strings that come into play, open D strings, which I'll highlight for you as we go through the riff. Let's not worry about the picking pattern to start with though. Let's just go for the notes and run it through. So we're going to start with this 17th fret. Open string. And then you move your bottom two fingers away and play an open string. So run it through again. And you're moving down to the 16th fret and you're barring your first finger across. And then you're moving again. And this is what I think is the hardest one to play, to maintain the finger shape and also to keep the E string free. And then we go back up for this again. So that gets played around 5 times. Now let's talk about the picking pattern here. Hugely important if you want to be able to play this easily. The picking pattern that Dave Koenig uses is actually really cool and really, really important. So you start with an up pick, which is very counterintuitive. Most riffs start with a down, but you start with an up here. And then you play the next 2 notes with a down. Then you come back with an up. The open string is a down pick. And that gives it an emphasis which it needs for this riff, because that is the kind of special thing that makes this riff work so well. And then up, up, up. So that's like a sweep across really. Really nice way of playing it, and actually it makes it a lot easier to play. Also, that open string gives you time to change to the next shape. Although my mind does not want to start each phrase with an up pick, so I find it really hard to do the open string followed by the up pick on the next one. but I will endeavour to get it right for you here. So the other special thing to mention is that once you've come down to this 15th fret with your first finger, you don't have an open string because you're not moving, so the shape stays the same. And then you do get the open string again before it returns. What I would highly recommend, because it's quite hard to play when you're sitting down like this, is actually leaning the guitar into this kind of position. I have to change camera angles here so you can see what I'm on about. Like this, it's a lot easier to play. Man alive, that took a long time to get, but stick with it. And I tell you as well, if you keep going and you kind of get the pace up when you're practicing the rhythm, you can actually get it a lot faster, up to speed. It's very easy to make a few little mistakes in there, but if you do persevere, you will get there eventually. It's just a really, really tough riff, this one. I think it's worth pausing there because for such a tough main riff, for one that involves so many different picking changes and open strings and managing to get it round and round, you're just going to want to practice that over and over again. Gradually increase the speed until you can completely nail it. Then try and do it a little bit lower on the guitar. I mean, I'm actually finding it quite tough to play it like this still. So there's always room for improvement, but do give it a go. Let me know how you're getting on with that, and we'll carry on in the next part of the video with what I'm calling the bridge section, which is the bit which kind of goes along before you get to the first solo part, and it's pretty much not what you would expect. I've been really doing some detailed analysis of the videos to get it 100% right. So check us out in part 2. Do subscribe if you're a fan of the Killers, and we'll see you in the next video.